Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, thank you for stopping in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But today we're going to do the 10,000 mile / 1 year, because they're about within the same month of this car. I don't drive it all that much, so only 10,000 miles a year. But we'll start with the bad, and we're starting with the bad because there's less bad than there is good. So the first bad, and it's not necessarily a fault of just that car, but the oil changes. You gotta buy 2 of these, and all like the deals like AutoZone, Advance Auto, whatever, it's like $29.99 for one of these, and it comes with a filter. But when it comes with a filter, it comes with, like, say a Mobil 1 filter like this, or like a Purelator like this. But the cartridge filter that car takes is too much money for those deals. So you're stuck. You're buying 2 of these, which are $37.99 if you don't get a filter, and $30 with a filter when they put them on sale. So you're stuck getting filters you don't need. So see, I got one for the truck, and another one. See, I wrote C10 for me. Sierra, I got my dad one because it just comes with the oil. So then you're stuck. You're spending $60 for the oil, and you're just getting filters for other vehicles you own, which really doesn't help, because next time you go to buy oil for the other vehicle you own, it comes with a filter anyway if you do one of those deals, which is silly not to because it's cheaper. So it costs like $75 to change your own oil, which is kind of crazy, because it takes 7 quarts, and if you buy one of those jugs in 2 quarts, it's only like $10 less than getting the 5-quart jug. So the second time you change it in that car, it only costs like $50, or not even that, 40, because you just got to buy 1 jug and like an $11 filter, because you have your leftover. So that's the only downfall. My Audi, it was like $40 to change the oil, but the BMW, to change the oil, it's easy. It's just a cartridge right on top, then a drain plug. The Audi, you had to reach in there, grab the filter. It was a 19mm plug, and you had to take off the whole splash shield to get to it. Took like double the amount of time. So that's, from a maintenance aspect, that's one thing. But nothing's broken on this car mechanically. The interior I've had a bit of issues with, which I'll show you right now. This vent right here, this little piece just fell off, and I'm gonna have to take the vent apart or take it out to put this back on, and it just fell off really for no reason. And then there's some rattles coming around from the back, like in the interior, something like on that parcel shelf or whatever you want to call it back there, it sounds like it's rattling. It's certain, like the radio will do it at certain frequencies and certain bumps, but once the radio's on you don't really hear it. And so that's just annoying, but it hasn't, nothing's like broken, like everything works, none of the finish is coming off the buttons, whereas like my A4, the finish was coming off all the buttons. But the A4 also had like 160,000 miles or 50 when I sold it, and this has 90, which I guess I should have added. This had 80 when I bought it, it's got 90 now, so 10,000 miles while we're doing the update. Everything works mechanically fine, but the last real bad thing about this car is the gas mileage isn't that good. And I've noticed if you run premium in it, it's a lot better, but if you run like 87 in it, it's terrible. It gets like 12 miles to the gallon in the city, driving it pretty normal. And I think if it was a 6-speed manual, it would do a lot better. Like my A4 was a manual, and I would just go like first to third to fifth sometimes in that, just like skip gears, and I could get really good mileage. But this car seems to run at higher RPMs a lot, and I don't want to drive around an automatic car manually shifting. It's stupid, it doesn't work that well. And the only real downside to this, last thing, and this will affect me more at the 100,000 mile mark, is when you do the plugs, you got to take this whole thing off right here and then take off this cover, which is the Allen screws, just to get to the back 3 spark plugs. But Everything under here is good. It looks like my oil filter housing, the gasket, is starting to leak too. It just looks wet. I sprayed it off with brake clean a few times, and then in like a month it just looks wet again, but there's no dripping or anything like seeping. So I'm gonna do that before the winter. And then I've also noticed there's a little bit of a clunk coming from the front end, which I already know. It's the front control arms. You're supposed to do them at 80,000 on these cars. And Flint roads are some of the worst in the country. If you don't know, I live in Flint, if you're new here. But, so that's the only negative in those 10,000 miles. It's been 100% reliable, never had a check engine light, never had an issue. I did pull the Vanos solenoids out, clean them, not because I needed to, it didn't have anything wrong with it. I just thought it might help the car run a little bit better. And I did change the air filter, but that costs the same as any other car. It was like 20 or 30 bucks in stock at Advance Auto. All that I did myself. It's super easy to work on. The brakes are good, the shocks and struts are good, the rear control arms are all good, all the sway bar links, stuff like that. But the positive of it is, like, all the things I've liked over the past 10,000 miles. The AC in that car works amazing. It's amazing in the winter time as far as traction. I just have all seasons on it, and this is an X-Drive model, by the way. But in the snow, it's just as good as the Quattro and the Audis, at least my Audi I had. No different, I can tell. I've never gotten stuck or had an issue. It's really comfortable. I mean, I don't really know what else I can say because there hasn't been anything eventful. Normally, there'd be something broken or something I can like make note of, but everything just like works how it should, and I guess that's a good thing, but it doesn't make for a very entertaining video. So if you want to count the oil change and the air filter, and I don't count tires because tires are just tires, they wear out in any car, but I did buy tires for that. I bought them used with the wheels I had before the wheels that I have now, and those were like 200 bucks with the wheels on Craigslist. And then Discount Tire ruined one, so they gave me 4 new ones at cost because it's an all-wheel drive car, and they didn't sell the same brand as the one I had, and I wanted them to match. So I spent $400 total on tires, and then I bought these new wheels just because I bent the other ones I had, but I'm not going to count that because if I still kept the factory wheels, they wouldn't have bent. It's just me buying cheap aftermarket wheels. So really, if you count tires, which any car you're going to have that expense, and the air filter, any car, but my ownership over a year is about $500. And if you want to count really just a specific thing to that 3 Series over buying like a Jetta or something, or just like a Chevy Cruze, say maybe 30 bucks, just because it costs like 30 bucks more to do the oil change. So take that how you will, but so far it's been good. I'm going to have to do those control arms. I'll make a video on that. I'm just going to do it after the winter. They're not that bad yet, and I don't drive that much. But I'm going to get them from FCP Euro. It's like 350 bucks. It comes with all 4 of the front ones, and the 2 of them have the ball joints that bolt in and then go through the control arm. So I'm going to get the ball joints with it too. It's like 350 bucks. And I only have 400 subscribers, so obviously I'm not sponsored by FCP Euro or anything, but I've seen a lot of people use them and had good luck. And they do a lifetime replacement on everything. I probably won't have this car much longer, but the next buyer or the next owner, I'll give that paperwork to him. But what do you guys think I should get to replace this car? Because I only keep cars for about a year. I don't have any complaints with this car. But in the next few months, I'll probably get a different car. So let me know. I'd want to go back to something with a manual transmission or Volkswagen with a DSG. Doesn't necessarily have to be German, doesn't necessarily have to be American, I don't care. I'll own any make, model, brand, I don't care. But what should I get? Let me know. Nothing rear wheel drive. I live in Michigan. Right now, we're going to make a mini bike video. So if you haven't already subscribed and you're interested at all in mini bikes, snowmobiles, an LS Swap C10 that you can see in my other videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you. Have a good day.